Hello everyone. My name is Kayla Kuni, and I am Associate Director of Libraries at Pasco-Hernando State College in Spring Hill, Florida. I have been working in academic libraries since 2018, and prior to that worked in public libraries for over 5 years. Making the jump from public to academic libraries was intimidating and might have been a little bit easier with some kind of mentor in place. I didn't know what I didn't know. At my college, librarians are not tenured, nor are we required to publish. However, reviewing literature pertaining to mentoring in academic libraries will show that these topics are prevalent in mentor-mentee relationships. What I want to share with you today is some insight I have related to mentoring on how critical it is for the development of colleagues, even if they are colleagues we do not ever necessarily meet in person. Before we go too far, we should probably talk about how we define mentoring. In some cases, a mentor is someone that offers guidance based on their experience. In some articles, I saw that mentors were generally older and had more experience, but this does not have to be the case, as some people come to librarianship later in life and may end up with a mentor younger than them, but still quite capable of being a mentor. Mentors may also be said to listen to the mentee and offer them support when needed. Other literature shares that mentors could be seen as advisors or advocates for the mentee. I've seen the term coach used before in conversations about mentorship, but I'm not sure that term is applicable in a mentorship in all cases. In general, the nature of the mentorship will likely be shaped by the program running it or the pair themselves. Every once in a while, it is a good idea to take a step back and think about how we got to where we are today. What thoughts were going through our head when we first entered the job market in our field? What types of stress did we have in our lives? Where did we gain library-related experience in the first place? Did we have intern or volunteers opportunities at our local libraries? Did we have mentors as we worked our way up through the ranks? Now think of all those experiences and how they would have been impacted by the pandemic we have been going through since 2020. Our new graduates may not have access to internship or volunteer opportunities due to library closures. Additionally, for some time there were so few opportunities that many recent graduates may not have found any positions to even apply for. When the future looks bleak, it may be hard to stay motivated and engaged in professional development. As managers, we can help fill a void by providing mentorship. Before just jumping into mentorship, we should first consider our own level of comfort being a mentor and what types of opportunities out there would be best suited for our situation. While some institutions have internal mentoring programs, others may not. If you have seen calls for mentors through a discussion board or listserv and have no experience with mentoring, you might be tempted to ignore that call. However, I suggest that you consider some of the reasons that you may not want to mentor. Aside from the internal programs, there are also informal and more formal types of mentorship. Informal mentorship could happen by simply meeting a new librarian or an aspiring librarian at a networking event, and they ask you for you to mentor them. More formal mentoring programs usually involve filling out an application, some sort of committee overseeing the process of pairing mentors and mentees, and a liaison between the mentoring pair and the committee that placed them together. Committees will also sometimes email out monthly prompts in case the pairs still need some guidance. Both situations have pros and cons, but the final decision is really up to you. If you have no mentorship experience or have self-doubts, a more formal program might be the way to go. If you are unclear of expectations, reach out to the committee prior to filling out an application to be a mentor and ask them some questions. There are challenges related to mentoring, and these challenges can usually be reflected in some of the questions I proposed here. Many of us in leadership positions still lack confidence in ourselves and our skills. We talk ourselves out of mentoring another person because we think that there's nothing of value we could bring to the table. We should also question where our motivation to do this work comes from. Am I doing this to help another person because I want to contribute back to my field, or because I want to repay in some way the people that mentored me along the way? Or am I doing this only for my CV? These relationships are built on trust, and that takes time to develop, particularly if you are mentoring someone outside of your institution that you have never met before. Communicating with mentees is critical, but it requires finding that balance that works for both people in the pairing. Formal mentoring usually is time restricted. For example, a mentoring pair may meet at whatever time interval works for them, but usually at least once a month between a set period of months, such as September and May. Informal pairs may need to start out their pairing by setting a time frame so that both parties know what is expected of them and what they are committing to. This work is being done for the mentee, and we need to know what goals they have and how we can assist in ensuring that they are working towards achieving those goals. Finally, we need to question how much time this will take, and if we can reasonably commit to that time, while also making sure that we are taking care of ourselves as well. From a professional development perspective, both mentor and mentee benefit from the pairing. Mentors get to see a new perspective of the field from someone who is new to it or is hoping to get that first job in a library. We may develop a greater sense of empathy if we are able to see what our recent graduates are facing in the current job market. We may also discover ways that we as managers can make our work environments more accessible and supportive of new professionals. The mentee gets that person to bounce ideas off of, as well as possibly getting unbiased feedback on their CV or resume. I found this particularly helpful when I was a mentee, since sometimes the people closest to me either didn't know what type of feedback to offer, or they just offered something more casual than I really needed. Finally, mentors will often know about tools and resources that mentees could benefit from. Sharing those tools, as well as any professional development opportunities we know that may benefit the mentee in achieving their goals, can be one of the more exciting aspects of mentoring emerging professionals. I have had the wonderful opportunity to serve as a mentor. I have also been a mentee. I found that I learned as much in both capacities. However, this relationship is about the mentee and their development. No one should be pressured into participating in a mentorship. Additionally, you should make sure you have the time to commit to developing this relationship based on trust. I hope this presentation gave you some reasons to read future calls for mentors and consider asking some questions about how you could be a mentor. Thank you so much for your attention today. I hope you have a wonderful conference and take some time to reflect on your own goals and how a mentor either helped you achieve your past goals or how a mentor could have helped you achieve your goals. If you have the time, energy, and commitment to mentor someone, I recommend it. Here's my contact information if anyone wants to reach out for additional conversation. Thank you again.